I was sick and tired of seeing kids and teenagers fall through the cracks, and there were far too many people I was meeting on the autism spectrum who were limiting themselves or made to feel limited by their environment. I was very frustrated. I thought, we don't have this label for people to say that you can't do things. You have it so that you can say and others can say that you can. And I thought, well, someone's got to do something about that. And then I realised, oh, that could be me. So that's what drove me. If you look at the feminism movement, if you look at the LGBTI pride movement, I think neurodiversity is just another wave, another movement that's talking about human rights with a particular group of people in mind who have similar traits. Flynn, good morning. How are you? I'm good. Do you want to put your bag down? How you doing, dude? How are you?
Very cold.
That's right.
It's 6 degrees and I don't know where my pants are.
Meet the Mutants.
Whoa, slow down guys, I can't keep up.
They chose the name themselves.
I like the name The Mutants, I think, because of how it's just a quirky name that expresses ourselves in a way that everyone can take it as a joke and not actually think that, oh, we're mutants in the bad way, but in a good way.
You well, Dante?
What these kids have in common is that they're all on the autistic spectrum.
Oh, is it Australia?
Yes. Oh, right. Awesome.
That's great. Okay, Thomas is ready for you.
When you go into a classroom full of kids on the spectrum and you're doing your thing there,
Yes.
what do you feel? Do you feel like these are my people?
Totally. They're my tribe. I think it's, I easily connect with them. I understand their stories because I've been that kid. When I rock up to a mentoring program of ours, it's just a safe place where they can be themselves and let their autistic traits come out to play. And it's magic. All right. Time starts now.
Chris Varney runs the mentoring program I Can in around 30 schools in Victoria, Queensland and Tasmania.
You can't stick it to the table, you can't stick it to the wall.
We're now at the 8-minute mark, so you've got 2 minutes left.
How do you measure success with those groups?
Yeah. Well, we look for self-acceptance and a sense of pride in their autism or in just who they are. We look for a sense of belonging with the other students in the program. And we also look for optimism, where there's some optimism about their possibilities. 3, 2, 1. All right, and stop.
I have a mixture of Asperger's and autism spectrum disorder. It makes me have like anxiety, social problems. I did the sticky tape. And Andre did the tying the knots, and Max did. I forgot.
I blew the balloons up.
Yeah, you blew the balloons up. Because of the I Can work, I'm twice as more confident. I'm twice more confident with talking to people and socialising with people.
In fact, I just got back from...
The mentoring sessions are a mix of team activities and talks. The message, be out and proud of your place on the spectrum.
I'm not afraid to tell people that I've got autism. It shouldn't make a difference. In my books it doesn't, so why should it in theirs?
Around the coloured version, that can help.
Chris Varney also does teacher training.
So the first one, do you think it's helpful? Yeah. Do you have anything that already covers this?
I don't really think not that readily comes to mind.
Yeah.
No.
Does it happen often enough?
I've definitely got a kid that I'm thinking of, like straight away, that I think that would really help in terms of like articulation.
Yeah.
Just when he's asking questions, he really has trouble kind of articulating those questions. So if he's got something to break down what he's struggling with and actually go step by step, it might help him articulate and actually ask the question correctly so we can get to a better outcome.
We came across Chris a couple of years ago at a conference, and at that stage we had some children that we felt needed more assistance, more support, and Chris seemed to have an insight into this particular group of children, and we've formed a relationship and worked for the last 2 or 3 years assisting those children with terrific results.
Hi Sarah, how are you going? Thank you.
Chris, who has what he calls a sprinkling of the spectrum, also acts as a mentor to his neighbour, 22-year-old Tim Chan, who has severe autism.
Tim and I walk with each other. I think there is an appreciation that we have very different experiences of the spectrum, but some similarities there. So he and I both understand anxiety, we both understand a level of focus, we both understand when people don't understand.
In 2013, Chris convinced Tim to give a TED Talk.
It's pretty nerve-wracking for me to go in front of a crowd and give a speech, but I don't want to let Chris down, and what I have to say is going to reach people.
Chrissy's ICANN network. What does that mean to you? Why is it important?
ICANN is the philosophy that equips us to see ourselves as worthwhile people and that we can contribute to others, not like autism is a disorder that cripples us.
As a parent of a child with severe autism and with challenging behavior, like it's not easy, but the ICANN actually comes along and tell us we are all part of the spectrum, and it is something that is nothing to be negative about or ashamed of. Chris's idea has helped him latch on to some of the positive aspects of himself and to come out of that thinking that, because I'm different, because I've got autism, people don't like me, or I don't like myself.
Are there limits to ICANN though? Do people have to accept that there are things that they can't do?
Yeah, I've had a lot of people who've taken me aside and said, that's lovely, but it looks very easy for you to say I can, Chris. It feels much harder for me. Flynn Wheatfield. Excellent killing, Flynn. Very good job. All right, do you want to be detective? Moving around.
I feel like it's somewhere over here.
Oh no, I have died. Oh no. Damn it.
I like it that kids that usually couldn't be themselves usually at the school can come here and say what they want, and they won't be really judged by that.
To see them in their natural environment, talking to each other, working with each other, it's heartening, really is heartening.
It's just so humbling to have a relationship with them and to be the mentor that I wish I had had when I was in my early high school years. Because I know the sense of isolation and sometimes the loneliness and the worry and the anxiety that can come when you're on this great spectrum. You hope that you're everything that you would have liked to have had when you were their age.